What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Nick Wavy. I'm back with a new video and I am currently in Hong Kong. I'm in my hotel room. I had a super long day and no matter what I do during the day, I have to end my day with a brush session because I'm trying to take my waves to that next level. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I focus on brushing my crown. I'm going to show you what the crown is. I'm going to show you how to find it and I'm going to show you how to brush it. And your crown is that little bald spot on the top of your head. Let me show you. So that little bald spot that you see in the middle of my head, that is called my crown. And this is where my hair starts to part out. So there's usually a very small hole in the middle of your head and your waves and your hair will start to grow out from that crown. So these are the products that we're gonna use. We're gonna use a comb. We're gonna use a smaller brush. We're going to use a Wavy Merch brush. This is a hard brush, and I want one more brush. And then the final brush we're gonna use is the Infernal Soft Brush. So this will just lay everything down, and you can get all these brushes at wavymerch.com. Now the reason why waves in your crown is so important is because there's still an area all around here that you need to develop to get your waves. So if you just have waves all out here, but you have this whole area in the middle of your head that doesn't have any wave development, you're missing out on a lot of waves. So the more waves we have on our head, the better everything looks. And then once we connect everything, looks crazy. So let me show you how to find your crown. Let's say you have your waves, right? Your crown will either be somewhere here, or somewhere here, but it's generally gonna be in this area on the top of your head. Now, let's say your crown is all messy and you know, your waves are just all over the place. Like I just messed up my whole crown. Now, how I would find my crown is you see this hair coming down here. I'm noticing that my crown might be right here. What I want to do is I want to slowly part everything out. So I try and find a hole and I start building out a circle. And as I do that, everything will start to show itself. Then what I do is I comb my hair around that circle and I kind of lay the hair down around there, and you can see I'm keeping it, my hole is right here, and I'm just combing all around that. Now, a piece of advice that I could give you when focusing on your crown is to not brush anything else. When you're focused on your crown, I only focus on the crown. So I'm not going all the way down. I'm just focused on getting this crown area right here. Now the hair in your crown is thinner than the rest of your head just because the hair grows out from there. So you have to be very particular with how you brush. And I like to use a soft brush when I'm in my crown just because my hair is thin and the soft brush just lays everything down. So now that we've found our crown, the next thing we want to do is brush it. And I'm going to start using the hard brush, Pink Rosé from Wavy Merch. And I'm going to brush all my hair and focus on the middle of my crown. So usually when I brush, I'll use the pointed tip of my brush. You can see it there. And then I specifically focus on the crown, especially right now because I just messed it all up. So my hair is super untrained right now because it's all messy. And that's the whole purpose of brushing, is we retrain it. Let me break this down further for you. So your crown, the hair comes out here, your hair comes out here, my hair comes out here. So if I'm brushing, I want to follow my pattern. So I start my brush, if I know that my crown comes out this way, I'm going to focus on brushing my crown like this. Right? Don't mind the middle part because I'm just sectioning this off. So I'll brush it like this. And then I know when I get to my crown here, it likes to come down. So then I brush that down. Then here, you can see how my waves come down like this. I brush that down. Then I get to the middle and it likes to come straight down. And then that's how you get your pattern somewhat as perfect as possible, by flowing with your crown. We brush that all the way down and I try and follow the swirl of my crown. So now my crown goes like this. There we go. You can see it all starting to lay down. And what I want to try focus on doing myself is I don't want to be moving my brush too much. So for example, right now you can see I'm only hitting the back left of my waves. I just want to hit that. If I start going like this and then I start going like this, I'm missing out on a whole area right here. So if I specifically focus on one angle, okay, cool, I'm done here. Now let me move here. and then brush that. And I don't move my brush. I'm just simply hitting that one specific spot. That will ensure that the rest of my waves are getting fully trained and I'm not developing any more forks and weak spots. Now we finished with the hard brush. The next brush we're gonna use is one of these smaller brushes, and I'm gonna pinpoint my crown. So now that everything's laid down, we could just focus on the very center point of my crown. And again, I wanna try and keep the brush stationary. I don't wanna shift it too much. So let's do the top right. See, I'm learning with you guys as I brush. That's why making these videos are important. So let me get to the side now. This is my weak spot right here. And I'm not even gonna move that. I'm just gonna hit it like this. Because once the waves tighten here, then it's gonna be weak here. But then I shift the brush and I start hitting that from that side, and it just slowly tightens up. And again, I'm just focusing on that crown. I'm not even brushing all the way down. So you can see how my hair is so much thinner in the crown area. That's why it's so important to specifically brush that and train it, because if you don't train it, it's just gonna look messy. So you see how it all tightened up? But you can see how my right side is much weaker than my left. And it's crazy because my left side used to be my weak side, so I started focusing on that more. But now that I'm focusing on that more and it's more developed, now my right side is my weak side. So it's crazy. This is a constant journey of trying to get better 360 waves. And the reason why I like these small brushes is because there's not much more I can brush my hair with. Like, I'm not gonna go all the way down like this. It just doesn't cover as much waves. But if I focus specifically on the crown, it makes that brushing area so much more precise, which is what you need to do when getting waves in your crown. Precision strokes. My battery for my light just died, so I have a secondary one here, but we're almost finished. The second final step is we get our soft brush. And the reason why I use the soft brush now is because it lays everything down. When you use the hard brush, sometimes your hair lifts up, but we don't want that in the crown when we're finished brushing, especially in the crown because the hair is softer there. So we'll get the soft brush and then we'll just lightly go over it. And I'm just focused on the crown, laying everything down. And you can see how my crown has completely laid down now. My light died, so it's a little bit darker now. Let me see if I can adjust that. And then the soft brush lays everything down. There's two tricks to how I'm brushing my crown now. The first is I'm not putting a lot of pressure. I'm letting the soft brush just lightly go over my waves, and I'm letting the bristles do the work instead of me putting so much pressure and forcing the change. And the second thing is I'm just focusing on the crown. So important. It's such a small area. The hair is so thin. You gotta be very precise and delicate. There we go. All right, so now that my crown is laid, I'm just gonna brush the rest of my waves. Lay those down. The Wavy Merch Inferno Soft Brush works best vertically. When I brush my hair vertically with the Inferno, it just has the perfect amount of pull, and it also lays my hair down extremely well at the same time. So you can see the natural shine. I have no products in my hair, but the benefit of the soft brush, the natural oils that are in my hair are being spread by the soft brush. So because the bristles are soft, it's just absorbing all the natural oils and it stays in the bristles. And then when I brush it throughout my hair, it's just constantly reapplying the natural oils. And because the bristles are soft, it's also laying it down at the same time. So the Inferno Soft Brush is a deadly brush. And the final step in laying down your crown and making your waves pop from the crown all the way down is your lay down glove. Now this is a new glove from the Cut Buddy from the Nick Wavy collection in Walmart and CVS. But let me show you guys exactly what this does. We don't use the plastic bag anymore. We use a lay down glove. So I lay down my waves with the glove and the material just lays down all of my waves, especially in the crown. And then because the hair is so thin there and it likes to pop up, this glove will lay it right back down and it can really show you how your crown looks. Look at that. So now you see exactly where my hole is. Pause. So if you remember how my waves looked in the beginning of this video compared to now, it's totally different. It's laid down. You can see my crown, it's more organized. Once you get your crown developed, it's so much easier to take it to that next level because you can see what the problem is and where your crown needs to be focused on, and you know where your hole is, and then you just brush accordingly. I think that's with every step of not only just the wave process, but life. It's always hard at first, but once you get some momentum, it's so much easier to develop on that momentum. So when I have a weak spot, it feels impossible to brush and get waves there, but if I focus on it for 2-3 days, I start to notice a little bit of development, and then once I notice that development, I can focus on it. Like my crown now, I know my crown has to go here, 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 sliding forward, right in this angle right here, down to the ear, here, sliding down from the crown, then in the center. So my weak side on my crown is right here. So I need to focus on this. It's gonna be weird at first, but once you get some development, right here is my weak spot. So once those waves start to pop in, changes the whole game. All right, you guys, so my camera battery is about to die. Both of my lights just died, and I'm gonna call it a day. That's the end of my brush session. Let me get my durag. Look at this. We're matching Inferno Red Silk Durag. All these products can be found on wavymerch.com. And again, when you're starting your journey or if you're trying to develop your crown, it's definitely the hardest part of your journey. But once you get your crown set, your waves will be taken to a completely different level because now you have waves all in your head. A lot of people don't have waves in their crown, and even myself, I'm still trying to get it. Once you get the waves in there, it adds like another 2-3 rows of waves, and then once you connect them with the rest of your waves, absolute tsunami. So definitely, if you want to take your waves to that next level, you got to focus on the crown, and once you get that done, you are fully set. And this was such an easy durag tie. Did you see how fast that was? Wavymerch.com, y'all. There we go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is how you develop waves in your crown. Make sure you guys like, post a comment down below. I'm gonna have the blog link in the description down below. If you want to read on how to do this, it'll take you to wavymerch.com, and that's where you can figure out and learn everything 360 waves. So catch you guys in the next video.